So I have an idea. Could there be a mutual fund which only invests in companies where you, let's say someone like yourself forms a group that evaluates the Dharma index, the Dharma rating, like we have ratings of various kinds. And so on this scale of Dharma rating, it publishes the Dharma rating for major companies based on a criteria, weighted average, and so on. And this is about not only ahimsa towards nature and so on, but also how you treat employees, how honest you are, transparency, lack of greed and whatnot. So there could be various criteria. Then do you feel that this Dharma rating could be utilized to make a mutual fund of companies that are above a certain rating in this Dharma index, the Dharma system? And so people who are small investors, who want to be dharmic, who don't have the wherewithal to go and do all this investigation, can trust this kind of a system and say, I will invest in this particular mutual fund because or at least I will allocate a certain amount of my wealth, asset allocation. Or if I'm putting money into the child's trust, I want the child to be absolutely clean, and what he gets when he grows up should be absolutely dharmic, so he's not entitled to money that was not made properly. So there may be a market for people who actually would like such a fund.
In a way, there are funds in the world which practice some of this without calling themselves dharmic fund, because they don't want to invest in companies which don't have good governance. But some of it can be very judgmental. And I'll think more about it. This has come to me in various ways. But since, I have come out of active business, I don't really cook new business ideas. But when someone like you says something, I'll think more about it. And I would say one thing that comes to my mind immediately is that you should define it rather precisely. If you become very judgmental, then the risk of some of that judgment going wrong is higher. And that's not a good thing from an investment point of view, because the investor, while they want to be dharmic, I know by their nature they also want returns. So when you become too narrow, too restrictive, and you go wrong, then you are neither the investment plus you violated the dharma in any case. But so I think with those few words or few riders, I will think about it, and maybe we can reconnect at some point of time about it.
Yeah, and it needn't be absolute black-white dharma, non-dharma. It could be grades. So obviously Kentucky Fried Chicken should be not in the list. They're just killing billions of chicken every year. And certainly a liquor company or somebody who's just abusing things. So one would have to make some value judgments and come up with what are the weighted violations, the different grades of violation of dharma, and perhaps it will evolve over time. It will also become more mature, balanced and nuanced, but at least it will be somewhat better than randomly buying things on a PE ratio and growth and so on. Maybe there is but we'll leave it at that, and perhaps we'll think about it some other time.
I think based on those very broad parameters and more defined parameters, it's easier to do something like that.